The Clay Chalkville Cougars traveled up to Minor to take on the Minor Tenacious Tigers Friday night for the second time this year, and it was second verse, same as the first, as the Cougars destroyed Minor 50-14. We'll have Chris Yao, the editor of the Trussville Tribune, in for analysis on that game. We'll also preview the Austin Black Bears, who defeated Gardendale this past Friday night. And we'll have Zach Thomas, the Hewitt-Trussville Husky quarterback, in for an interview with his new commitment to Jacksonville State. All that as Tribune Sports Live starts now.
At Bryant Bank, we focus on you. You'll never have to worry about being just another number in the system. When you're a member of the Bryant Bank family, our Bryant Bankers will work to understand who you are, where you want to go, and how we can help you to get there. We're big believers in developing relationships with our customers, and we value friendships we make along the way. Bryant Bank provides unbeatable service and legendary results. Bryant Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
There you go. There we go. All right, Coach, who do we have with us here tonight?
All right, this is Mr. Lee's daughter. Tell him your name.
Addison.
Addison.
We got Coach Hood and Addison here after Clay Chalkville's 28th win in a row. Coach, you got another one tonight, 50-14 final. With this being a rematch, Coach, what did you feel good about coming into this contest?
Well, I felt good about our preparation this week. Last week I did not. I think it showed tonight in how we played. The kids exceeded my expectations tonight because Minor had been on such a great roll. They have such great players. George Bates doing a great job out here. This is part of the process for us. We've been here before, so we don't get overly emotional, and we don't waste that energy. So they came out and played intense without burning all that emotional energy.
Absolutely. Coach, tonight, defensively, guys were able to come up with a lot of big plays for you, create a lot of turnovers. How big was that in this win tonight?
Oh, that was huge, man. We need that confidence. I told them today, I said, look, you take away 2 games from our year, you're giving up less than 9 points a game. I said, so these games happen, so just get over it, and let's go out there and do our job and just see how it goes.
Coach, moving forward, it looks like it'll be
Addison
Austin.
really likes to press on my face.
She really does. She really does. Looks like it'll be
on,
Austin.
Come on, Blakely.
In the semifinals, Coach. Like you said, your team's been there before. They've been in the big games.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this team's focus right now?
Well, one, I'm happy to see my friend Jeremy Perkins. He's done an outstanding job at Austin. Really got that program on the move. I hadn't looked at them enough to know. I hear they're the best team up there. So we're just excited to have this opportunity. Win or lose, I love my kids. I tell them that all the time. So this is all gravy right now, dude.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Congratulations.
All right, say bye, guys.
Bye.
Absolutely. We got the Holloway twins here tonight. First off, can you just give me your name first?
Oh, Mari Holloway. Armani Holloway.
All right. Guys, defense was huge tonight. You guys were able to force a lot of turnovers. Was that a big key coming into this game? Had you guys been working on that?
We've been working on it all week. We had to do better what we had to do last week, and we just did.
How do you feel like those turnovers were kind of able to help the momentum in this game as far as setting your offense up and leading the way to 50 points?
Well, it gave us a lot of momentum, getting the ball to our offense, doing what they do best, which is scoring.
Absolutely, guys. Can you just tell me what you saw in your interception? You had a big interception in this game. Looked like I was on a tip pass. Your brother here might have got his hand on it. Just tell me about that play a little bit.
Yeah, I was running over there, and he had tipped it, and I had caught it, and I was just running down the sideline just trying to score.
You almost got to the end zone, man. Did you think you were going to get there for a second?
Yeah, I did for a second.
How do you guys feel moving on, going to the semifinals now? What's this team's focus right now, just moving forward?
Well, we're just going to continue what we've been doing, and that's practicing hard. Just keep working every day hard and hard.
All right, absolutely. Anything else? Just moving forward.
Yeah, just moving forward. Keep grinding every day. Do what we do best.
Awesome, guys. Hey, thanks a lot. Congrats on another win. Appreciate it.
Good evening and welcome to Tribune Sports Live. He's Chris Yao. I'm Zach Steele. The Clay Chalkville Cougars traveled up to Minor just like they did earlier in the season, and really, Chris, the results were about the same.
It was almost identical, as a matter of fact, score-wise. Clay Chalkville took advantage early, took advantage of every minor mistake, and absolutely put together a fantastic ball game from start to finish and dominated the third round of the playoffs.
And you know, coming into this one, we were kind of concerned that Clay might overlook this team, a team that they'd beaten so easily earlier in the season. And our concern was, well, this is a different team than they played earlier in the season, but Clay Chalkville, obviously a good week of preparation.
Oh, no question. Coach Hood, obviously, you could tell in the post-game interview last week that he was going to be very focused on getting his team ready to play. And, you know, in reality, it was a different minor team, but sometimes, even especially when you are the victim of a 30-point loss, you kind of have that mental aspect, and maybe minor was not prepared mentally. Clay Chalkville certainly was. They came out, took care of business early and often.
And Clay Chalkville did it by running the ball with their two tough running backs.
Absolutely. You know, A.J. Walker and Brandon Berry are fantastic. Brandon Berry, you might notice on the highlights that he's wearing a different number. He's wearing number 41. It turned out we were not sure what was going on, but we even reported it was Lawson Hinkle, a sophomore running back. It was actually Brandon Berry who had forgotten his jersey. So you'll see number 41 on the highlights, and you know, he had a fantastic game. I think he and Walker both had 112, 113 yards rushing each. Brandon had a touchdown, and a lot of hard-fought yardage. It was really funny to watch because, you know, it seemed like the field was a little messed up. It's late in the season. You're going to have that, and they really did a good job keeping their feet under them all night.
And Clay's defense, again, stout. A lot of short fields for the offense. They just held minor in their own territory most of the night.
They did. There were not a lot of long drives for Clay Chalkville, and that's something that you kind of see in the stat line. You know, it may not look as gaudy as sometimes it has this season, but, you know, minor did put together a couple of really good drives, but the defense stepped up when they needed to step up. You know, one time in the first half that, you know, it was something that you didn't expect, you know, for minor to be able to convert on third and longs, and they converted one really third and long that I was very impressed with. Of course, it was, you know, nothing the defense did. It was just a really good play by the quarterback to keep it alive, and their wide receivers stayed open. But other than one or two plays here or there, well, Clay Chalkville's defense really was fantastic.
And you mentioned, you know, because of the short field, the numbers look a little skewed. Ty Pigram, 11 of 20 for 110 yards in the air with a couple of touchdowns. He had 95 yards rushing. Again, not numbers like he had last week against Homewood, but, you know, if you're not having to drive the ball the length of the field, it makes a big difference.
Absolutely. You know, short fields make the stat lines maybe not look so great, but it doesn't really matter in the end. It matters what's on the scoreboard, not in the stat line. And Ty has had a fantastic year. He had a fantastic game. It also, you know, if you want to get into it, the field conditions are not field turf like you have at Clay Chalkville, so that's a little bit different as well. You know, you're playing on a natural surface. It's a little muddy. Everybody was slipping and sliding, but throughout the game, Pigram was spot on. His decision making was fantastic, and everybody really played really well offensively and defensively as well, as you could tell.
All right, so when we come back, we're going to preview the Austin game. We're going to talk a little bit about Austin and their victory over Gardendale. We're also going to have Zach Thomas, the Hewitt-Trussville Husky quarterback, is in. He just made a big commitment, and we're going to talk to him. We'll do all that when we return.
Trussville Vision Care is now proud to offer sports vision training for athletes. This sports-specific training improves hand-eye coordination and reaction time. As a former college athlete, Dr. Steele knows how important perfect vision is to succeed on the athletic field. For athletes, 20/20 vision is not enough. Trussville Vision Care.
All right, welcome back. Our special guest this week is a recent Jacksonville State commit, Zach Thomas. Zach, welcome.
Thank you.
So first of all, we all want to know, how's the leg doing?
It's doing good. Friday I went to Birmingham and I did an anti-gravity machine, so that was cool. I started running Friday. So.
Absolutely, that's great. Back to running already. That's amazing considering, we all saw the injury. We were all very concerned about you. Glad to know you're doing well. So let's talk a little bit about Jacksonville State, the school you picked Friday, committed to Jacksonville State. Tell me a little bit about why you chose Jacksonville over some of the other schools.
Jacksonville just felt like home. When I went there for a visit about last weekend, it was a family environment. Coaches' kids were everywhere. The fan base was amazing. All the coaches, they treated me, and they made me feel like I was welcome there, and I just loved it. It was a place I wanted to play for. Outstanding.
So it seemed to me when they hired Josh Floyd at Hewitt-Trussville, it was like it was tailor-made for you, almost like you picked him yourself, because it was a perfect offense for your skill set. Tell us a little bit about how you grew under Coach Floyd and how he helped him get you to where you are today.
Coach Floyd is a great coach. He came in and he was a coach that I've always just been wanting to be under. I mean, perfect offense for it fit me perfect. And when he came in, I just knew that I had a big chance to do big things at Trussville.
So you had this injury, and I know it was a little disappointing for you not getting to go further in the playoffs. Talk a little bit about how your team regrouped after your injury and how you helped your young quarterback.
I was really impressed about how the team came out. I don't know, I was feeling a little down, and I know Bergen came out there and he did good against Clay and James Clemens. I mean, it just wasn't a good playing environment. And I think next year, under a year of he got some playing time, so I think he'll be better next year.
All right, so last question. We've been talking on this show all about the Clay-Austin game. You want to make a prediction on that one?
I have a feeling Clay's going to go down.
Really?
Yeah, I think.
Calling the upset.
I think Austin brings it out on top.
All right, the rivals talking. Well, Zach, we appreciate you coming in and taking the time to do this with us tonight. Best of luck to you at Jacksonville State. The guy you're going to see on Saturday, Zach Thomas. We'll be back in just a moment.
Gunner Oil would like to invite you to visit one of their 3 stores on Deerfoot Parkway. Both Shell locations on Deerfoot offer delicious Hunt Brothers Pizza, one at Highway 11 and the other at Old Springville Road, which was a BP and now has a fabulous new look customers need to see to believe. The Chevron at Happy Hollow Road features mouth-watering pop donuts that are delivered fresh each and every morning. A proud supporter of the community for more than 20 years, offering quality products at a fair price in a clean environment with friendly and efficient service, Gunner Oil.
Well, after some beautiful weather this week, right now it looks like some rain may move in by Friday evening. The forecast shows cloudy skies with highs in the upper 60s. The lows that night will be around 53 degrees. If this changes, we'll let you know.
Tribune Sports Live is sponsored in part by State Senator Slade Blackwell of District 15. Senator Blackwell represents parts of Talladega, Shelby, and Jefferson counties, including the Trussville area. A former high school and college athlete, Senator Blackwell is pleased to promote our local schools and student athletes. As football season gets underway, it's time to say, Go Huskies, Go Cougars, and Go Indians. Here's to a successful and safe year for all who are involved with high school athletics in our area.
And now it's time for Tribune Sports Live Players of the Week, brought to you by Gunter Oil. Our players from Clay Chalkville this week are A.J. Walker, who had 12 carries for 109 yards and 2 touchdowns. And our second player of the week is Brandon Berry, with 15 carries for 120 yards and a touchdown. Congratulations to both A.J. and Brandon. This has been Tribune Sports Live Players of the Week, brought to you by Gunter Oil.
Jefferson Memorial Funeral Home and Gardens is home-owned and operated by the Seal family. I've known Eddie Seal and his son Adam for over 25 years. They're community-oriented and, more importantly, good folks who know how to take care of people in their time of need. That's how Jefferson Memorial became Trussville's funeral home and cemetery. Jefferson Memorial is located at 1591 Gadsden Highway. You can call them at 322-0543. Before your need arises, let Jefferson Memorial Family take care of your family.
Whether you're looking to buy your first home or you're trying to sell the one you're in now and need advice from a realtor, turn to Lee Marlowe, Realty South Realtor. Contact Lee today at 205-913-9559 or visit Lee at leemarlowehomes.com.
Paul Davis Emergency Services of Northeast Birmingham helps by providing needed cleanup and restoration services. Through the appropriate tools and processes, we avoid wasting valuable time to get your property to its previous state as quickly as we possibly can. Through our experience with restoration services in Birmingham, we can determine the necessary services depending on your property and type of damage, which may include smoke and fire damage restoration, water damage restoration, wind damage restoration, and mold removal. Paul Davis, Recover, Reconstruct, Restore. 205-687-0556.
All right, welcome back. Let's talk a little bit about Austin, the Black Bears, who defeated Gardendale 50-38, Clay Chalkville's opponent in the semifinal round.
Yeah, the Austin Black Bears, man, I tell you, this team right here is going to be a tough test. They are offensively fantastic, just like Clay Chalkville is. They've got 3 wins on their resume this year that nobody else in the state can claim. I don't think anybody has beaten 3 teams as good as Austin has beaten. They do have some losses, but, you know, in the end, when you're playing in the SEC West, as that region is up there with Muscle Shoals, Coleman, Decatur, you know, Florence is in that region, that region is tough week in and week out. So sometimes you're going to have, you know, some games where you're not really prepared. And this Austin team, they're peaking at the right time.
And they have a quarterback who was very impressive Friday night.
Friday night was Victor Garth's show. It was his show. He took over. He had 6 rushing touchdowns, another touchdown passing as a quarterback. What happened was both running backs for Austin actually were injured. The starting running back was injured before the game. Just after halftime, I believe, their second string running back goes down with an ankle injury. Garth took over. He made it. He made the game his own. He forced every hand that Gardendale threw at him. And, you know, right before the half, let's take this for example. Right before the half, Gardendale goes up 12, all right? As time's expiring, right before halftime, Garth takes off on a 57-yard touchdown run. He puts momentum back in Austin's favor. Gardendale never caught up from there.
So you're saying we may be looking at a shootout this coming Friday night?
No question a track meet is probably going to happen at Ogle Stadium in Decatur. These 2 offenses are probably 2 of the best offenses in the state, 2 of the best this state's ever seen, at least in the recent memory. You know, defensively, not so sure. You know, Gardendale scored 38 points on them. They've given up some points this year, but offensively, I mean, these 2 teams right here, there's no question that there will be a lot of points on the scoreboard Friday night.
All right, so give me a prediction. Clay Chalkville at Austin, give me a score.
You know, this is a game that a lot of people, especially someone like me who grew up as an arena football fan, I'm really going to enjoy this one. I think that Clay Chalkville will actually get the win here, but I'm even going to go as far as to say that we're going to go to overtime, and I'm going to give it to Clay Chalkville 54-48.
All right, well, I look at it like this. Clay's the team that's been there before. They have a defense that's opportunistic. We talked about, we should talk about the 2 twin brothers who made the plays last week, Armani and Amari,
yes,
who made plays last week in this game. They have an opportunistic defense. They have an offense that can score with anybody. I just don't see this game. It may be close for a while, but I just think Clay is just too good. And I like them winning. I'm going to put Clay in the 50s, but I'm going to say 54 Clay, and I'm going to go Austin 35. I think Clay's going to take care of business in this game. I think they're marching to to the state championship, and I just think that they are the team that is the champion, and until somebody knocks the champ down, you know, they're still the champ. So I like Clay in this one. That's our show for tonight. We'll be back next week, and we're going to talk about this ball game and hopefully be previewing a state championship game. For Chris Yao, I'm Zach Steele. Thanks to Zach Thomas for being here. Good night, everybody.